Right, the passengers were scared and so were the crew. Flight attendants on board with 30 years of experience told them they had never experienced anything like it. But in the air traffic audio we got from the flight, the pilot who safely landed the plane sounded calm, cool, and collected.
Southwest 225, Denver Tower, clear for takeoff.
I was just going to visit my mom, very relaxed trip, and everything was okay until we started taxiing.
Juliana Donadio was among 137 passengers on board Southwest Flight 225 to Phoenix who heard something unusual at takeoff.
I'm trying to think, yeah, it was like a loud pop, which we later found out was the tire blowing out. But at the time, we kind of had no idea, like, did we run over something?
The plane's tire popped, which led the hydraulic system to fail.
Southwest 225, absolutely. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and declare an emergency for you.
The biggest memory I have is like the flight attendants turning all the lights on inside the plane and them saying we might have like an emergency landing or we have to brace for like a crash. And I kind of keep reliving.
They were going back to DIA.
A lot of passengers were crying or like screaming. Yeah, there was definitely a moment I was like, okay, I may die on this flight.
Meanwhile, in the cockpit,
Southwest 225, traffic no factor.
Yeah, I think the last minute was probably the scariest because the flight attendants were like screaming to keep our head down and to stay down. I know I was like holding the person next to me's like hand, like we were just kind of holding on to each other.
Juliana and the stranger next to her, heads down in between their knees, bracing for impact.
And then we just started seeing fire trucks as soon as we landed. Everyone was like screaming and clapping and cheering, and I know on some normal flights people do that, but it was so different. It was just like such a thankful like appreciation to the flight attendants and the pilot.
Even the pilot thankful to have safely landed back at DIA.
35-3, Southwest 225, thanks for the help today.
Southwest said a flight did end up making it to Phoenix, but that night, Juliana said she had enough flying for one night. She was able to change her flight for free and said other passengers received a $100 voucher. Ria Cha, 9 News.